And what we're trying to do here is to give you vocabulary, give you words to talk about the pieces of this part of the definition of a function. And there are some high-level things here that we're not naming yet, like this first line is the contract. And this piece here is not just the output, it's also called the body. But we'll get to those later. But for right now, there are some first steps that you got to take. Every function's got a name, and you see the name twice. You see it in this top line, the contract, and you see it in the declaration here. When you're defining any variable, you got to say the name. So defining a variable or defining a function, either way, says that you're associating some meaning. You're giving some meaning to a new word. And so define says, here is the new word. Here's the new word. It's called 10 rocket height. Okay? And that's going to have some new meaning. Okay? And here's another new word, seconds. Inside this declaration, inside the body of 10 rocket height, seconds is going to have a new meaning. Now, it turns out we're not using it, because no matter what seconds is, we're always outputting 10, but we could use it, and we'll see that really soon. Okay, so we've talked about the name of the function, 10 rocket height, and naming things is a very powerful thing. When you name something, you've got power over it. So as soon as we know that this thing has a name, we can use it, and we saw how to use it in the examples. The function has one input. The name of the input is seconds right here. So inside the body of 10 rocket height, seconds will mean whatever you called 10 rocket height with. So it's a new name, just like 10 rocket height is a new name. We use numbers to talk about seconds. So the input called seconds will be a number, right? So what this is saying up here is that this is a function that has inputs that are numbers and will have outputs that are numbers. So seconds, whatever we're going to give to seconds, it's going to be a number, because we use numbers. It's like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 5 seconds. Those are numbers. So when we talk about seconds, we're talking about how many. And so we're talking about a number of seconds, right? So that name for the type, for what kind of thing the input is, that is the domain. So here's the domain. If we had more inputs, then the domain would be the types of all of the inputs. Okay, so the domain of 10 rocket height is number. The function has an output. In this case, the output is always 10. The output has no name because the output is just what you get when you call 10 rocket height with some number of seconds. But the type of the output, it's important to know, because that's what tells you how you can use 10 rocket height. The type of the output has a name too. It's called the range. And that's this number right here. This is the range. And you can see it a little bit with the colors, but not everybody can see colors. So the range is what's after the arrow, to the right of the arrow, because that's what the function, that's the type that the function outputs. All of the outputs are going to be numbers, and that's all that this is saying here. So I want you to underline the name of the 10 rocket height function in both places. So underline here, okay? I want you to circle the name of the input and its type, the domain. You can circle both of them all at once, or you can circle one and circle the other. And then I want you to put boxes around its type, the range. Boxes around both the output, here's the output, and the type of that output, which is number. Okay, and that's up here in the contract part. Okay, so you have checked the hints. I want you to draw those things, and maybe since you needed since you watched this video, I can tell you another thing, which is if you put a little description next to it, if you not just box this, but you also say range, or if you draw another line from there to here, but it's better to just write range up here. It'll be much easier. You can look back at this page and you say, oh, the thing that's here, that's the range. The thing that's here, that's the domain. This is the name of the input. Here's the name of the function, and here is the body that tells us what the output is going to be. The output is 10. Okay, go for it.